Hi there, and welcome to the special edition of Meet the Manager with the fellow birthday boy, Matt. How are you getting on today?
Yeah, good. Happy
Good
Johnny.
stuff. Yeah, I hope you had a good day. I see a balloon in the background there for the big 5-0.
Silver and black as well.
I see that. There's a few Raider things behind me too,
Um,
so that makes it a bit easier about what team you support. So I'll let everybody, you can tell everybody a bit about yourself then. So,
yes, currently live in Rotherham. Originally born in Germany. My dad was in the forces. Um, did the majority of my education down in the southwest of England, sort of Gloucestershire, Cheltenham area. Then did a year teaching at a prep school in Jersey, and then went on to university in Sheffield, and I've kind of stayed in this area ever since. Um, Qualified as a PE teacher, been teaching in schools since then, 1997. So a range of different schools from um, inner city comprehensives in really deprived areas to kind of small independent schools, and then back into another kind of challenging comprehensive sort of north side of Sheffield.
nice one. Well, I was in Sheffield University to see Travis play many years ago. But I have to admit, the crowd was pretty boring compared to a Scottish crowd. Like.
I can imagine that.
There was 5 of us went down in my cousin's car, my nephew's car. So 4 of us were pretty drunk by the time we got there. And yeah, there wasn't much bouncing about apart from coming from us, but it was a good gig. But yeah, they were a bit.
Uh,
But yeah, it was an experience anyway. But nobody could understand it anyway, so it was okay. So obviously, your team name is Rotherham Raiders, obviously from Rotherham and Raiders, so
correct.
that's quite self-explanatory, that one. So how long have you been an NFL fan?
For a long time. I would say I first started in about 85 when it was on Channel 4. Nick
Oh yeah,
Luckhurst probably presenting it. Um, there was a PE teacher at the time at the school I was at. He was an NFL fan. He used to watch it. We used to go and watch the Sunday evening or probably a highlight show, I'd imagine, for the week before. And I think the Raiders were probably about the first team I saw on that program, and that kind of like stuck. Just I like the look of the uniforms and just kind of followed them since then. To be honest,
yeah.
yeah, so a long time.
I do remember the Channel 4 logo. It was awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
So
one of the better
don't make
ones.
stuff like that anymore. Yeah, that's by far the best one.
Yeah,
Anybody old
for
enough
sure.
to remember it. So the ones
Yeah,
that aren't old enough really should Google it and find it because it is awesome.
absolutely.
So
Yeah, and then I used to then start subscribe to the First Down paper every week. They used to come out on a Thursday, and
and the
used
Touchdown
to
magazine.
the Touchdown magazine used to record all the stats from the paper from the Raiders games and keep a folder of Tim Brown receptions and yards and touchdowns. Of a different world to how we get it all now.
Oh, it's just now it's just so easy. But back then, I used to get the First Down magazine every week, and I'd get it on a Friday. Now when I moved to Orkney, I would get it on a Saturday because it took a bit longer to get here. But it was great, you know what I mean? It was just a good magazine. It's a shame they don't have that magazine anymore because that is
Yeah,
by far. I found some old ones when we moved house. It's awesome.
yeah.
But
Good to read
and,
back over.
and the Touchdown magazine was good too. That was nice. But yeah, but it's so different now compared to what it was, which is good obviously because we wouldn't be able to do this if
No,
it
no, well,
wasn't.
exactly.
But no,
Absolutely.
it's yeah. Hopefully it keeps on
And
getting
well,
bigger. So
back in those days as well, the other thing was that sometimes getting the First Down paper on a Thursday might be the first time you know the result.
yeah, I think I said that in an earlier podcast. That's how you found the results
Right.
because there's no
Yeah.
other way.
No.
Then you get the
Teletext
highlight show
sometimes.
if you're lucky. Yeah.
You get a bit
Oh
on
God,
CFAX.
teletext and CFAX.
Yeah. That
You
used to
don't
be
get.
it though.
Oh yeah, I remember you used to play Bamboozle on Channel 4 teletext. That was awesome. you get the question, oh, you got to go back 5 more to carry on again. It's to my head in.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll go back to football then. So how long have you been playing fantasy football?
Uh, it's interesting, but not that long. Probably only about 4 years now. A good friend of mine, Kev Mason, who I hope he don't mind me letting the cat out of the bag, but he runs around the NFL Lock It Up Twitter handle,
Oh,
and
right.
he calculates all the scores from the Lock It Up competition, the Chris Wesleyan
Oh,
Lock
is
It
that
Up.
him that does that? That's awesome. I love that
Yeah,
show. Like,
he runs the Twitter handle, so he's a good pal of mine, and
I
he
think I
introduced me
followed
to
him.
some. Yeah, he introduced me to some of his friends that they were at university together and played a lot of American football together. And he said, "Oh, for a couple of years, he would say, oh, I'm in this fantasy football league. You'd really enjoy it." And I said, "Yeah, get me in." He said, "Well, there's no spots, so you can't get in." And then about 4 years ago, he thought, "Oh, someone's dropped out, so we've got a place. Do you want this place?" I was like, "Yeah, for definite." And that was my first exposure to it, and it's just grown from there. I kind of dipped my toes in for the last couple of years, and then this year it's just gone bonkers. I've got 6 drafts going on at the moment,
Oh, I
and
wish it was only 6, but
my head's just spinning.
I think I've got 6 charity drafts on at the moment, and that's not including all the other ones that are going on. So, because I'm on like the Scott Fish Bowl and I'm on the Satellite, got the Warrior Bowl, just finished the JTT, finished the
Yeah, yeah,
Biscuit Bowl, and all the other ones as well. So,
yeah.
and of
Well,
course the start of the Orkney Dynasty draft today. It was meant to start next week. It started
right.
that today
Okay.
as well. So it's like, oh god.
Well, I've got Euro Towers going on, Brit Spitfires going on,
Oh, you're in
JTT,
that too. Oh, man, I'm in. Are we in the
Scott
same
Fish
one?
Mirror.
I'm in the British one as well, but I can't mind on which one I'm in at the moment.
uh, and then Warrior
Yeah.
Ball.
Oh yeah. But Warrior Bowl's taking a bit of time. I think we're round 7. I think it is. It's been a bit of
Oh,
a
lucky
slower one,
you.
but
I'm in
right.
round 4,
Oh, what division's that?
Batman division. Batman.
It's not the
Round
last one
4.
though, is it? There's one Moana or something that's away down the
Yeah,
bottom.
we were. I think we were third from bottom yesterday.
He's just put stats
I'm
up there now. I think we're 81 picks or something like that.
yeah. I'm
But
doing.
it's a slow draft for a reason. You know, people are all over the
Yeah,
place.
well,
So,
yeah. We've got a lot of American and a Mexican,
well,
and
we've
then a few
got
Brits.
like the fishbowl. Like I'm taking like one pick a day because we've
Yeah,
got one boy who's in America, but he's on deployment in the Middle East. So he can only
okay.
pick when he's not out in singles. So you just got to get used to it. So.
He's got a. It's a reasonable excuse to be fair.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't mind because I've got plenty other going on anyway. Like, so you got a whole day to think about who you're going to pick, and then
Absolutely.
you get one of your friends sniping you every time. Thank you, Danny. But yeah, because he's before me, so I ask him who he's going to pick. So he tells me, well, I've got to better go find somebody else then because he's going to take the player I was after. But I don't tell him
Uh,
I'm getting on the way back. But yeah,
you
you
kept
pinch.
following me in the one per team draft, didn't you? The first
Oh
one.
yeah, you were sniping me all over the place, like yeah. But yeah, it
It's
wasn't
dead.
hard though because there wasn't much to choose from. It was either one or two players, and you always took the one I wanted. But it's a good draft, though. It's a fun one.
No, it's brilliant. And this second one we're doing, but I think I've only picked about 3 offensive players, so and
I
one of
know
them
because you
was
get.
A.T. Perry, who's a rookie at New Orleans, because
I know
I'm at the back
I've
end
got.
every round.
Yeah, well, you'll be first round next one, I think, is it? First round next. But yeah,
Possibly.
but I made sure I picked Stafford because I wasn't fancying picking like the quarterback for Washington, so I think I went McLaren instead or something. Yeah,
Uh,
it's the teams aren't pretty, but I don't know how Sam managed to get the first pick for the Bengals and for the bloody Chiefs in the last one.
last round, I know.
And I've got him in the first week and I'm playing against Mahomes and Burrow. It's like, oh, come on.
It'd just be more embarrassing when he didn't win it.
That will be funny. Like, I'm sorry, Sam, but it will be quite funny. Anyway, so what is the best or worst trade that you've seen or been part of in your
Uh,
4 years?
the most ambitious trade probably was in one of the leagues. I have Mahomes and somebody in the league basically offered me, I think it was 4 first-round picks for the next 3 drafts or something daft. It was just basically every draft pick he had for the next 3-4 years, which I turned down.
Yeah, it's different in the real life, but when it's fantasy football, you've got to have Mahomes. Like I
There was
got
no chance.
Doug to try and get Mahomes off me. My team's piss apart from Mahomes. And he tried to get Mahomes. As soon as the season finished, he tried to get Mahomes for a couple of picks and some players. And it didn't take me long just to say no.
Yeah, and probably a trade I regret a little bit, due to a lack of patience and a bit of probably inexperience with Dynasty. I picked Trevor Lawrence number 1 in our Dynasty rookie draft a couple of years ago, and then end of last year or year before, traded him away because I couldn't wait for him. I couldn't see that he was going to develop into the quarterback he is developing into, and all this hype around. Oh, he's the best quarterback since Andrew Luck, and it's like, yeah, I'm not seeing it. And in that situation, the Jags are in a bit of a mess at the moment as well. And
yeah, well, it's understandable because the coach they had, they were a complete mess. And he has done well last year, but he's nowhere near as good as Andrew Luck. And he's not the best quarterback since Andrew Luck, because obviously you've got a few good ones already up there at the moment.
Yeah.
But
I think he'll do well this year,
good.
though, Trevor Lawrence. I think he'll take another step up.
He's got some nice weapons.
How Calvin Ridley comes back and performs.
I know I haven't drafted him much, because I know, I had him before and he was a brilliant player, but 2 years is a long time. 1 year suspension, it's just an injury. You don't know what you're going to get. I mean, they've got other good weapons here as well. So. I know, so I hope he does well because he's a good player, and anybody that bets on the Falcons probably should get banned anyway, to be honest. But yeah, it's getting worse and worse, and there'll be more and more players banned, but hopefully not for the whole year again. But
one of the better drives is to bring it naturally. Worked out well in the last season or two.
Yeah, well, I hope he does well. But anyway, so what is your best or worst draft move you've made?
Oh, best move. I don't know if it'll turn out to be the best draft move, but in the first 4 rounds of the Warrior Bowl this year, I've still yet to select a quarterback, and there's not many left. And for some reason, the QBs have gone off the board dead quick. So I've got a slim chance that Geno Smith might be available when it comes back round to me. I'm bang in the middle. I think I'm picking at starting at 106. So I'm bang in the middle for going both ways.
Well, I've got one because I had the 102, so I picked Jalen Hurts. But yeah, I might have to pick one. Oh, it's me on the clock actually. I will admit, so just pick Derek Carr now then. At least I've got 2 quarterbacks. But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. I was like, oh bugger. Cody. So because there was one draft I did, and I didn't realise till it was quite late on. It was one of Thomas Fracken's best balls that it was a super flex, and these are paid ones. So I started off with Mahomes at the 101, and I think I got Will Levis in about the 14th round. Because it was like, oh bugger, it's a super flex. So that wasn't a very good idea. So I don't fancy my chances of winning that one much. But
I think I'm going to struggle here. Geno's gone and Goff's gone. So with the 2 I've pinned my hopes on somebody. The quarterback options are Russell Wilson, Derek Carr, Bryce Young, Jordan Love, Matthew Stafford. That's not pretty.
Well, I've just picked Derek Carr there from a second quarterback in the 7th round.
So, he'll be all right. He's got some. Stay healthy.
Derek Carr. Geno might be okay. You know what I mean? He's got the weapons.
Yeah.
Stafford.
I've just gone a bit rogue this year. I had C-Mac in Cooper Cup in the first 2 rounds, then Garrett Wilson round 3, and then I've gone double tight end TJ Hawkinson and Kyle Pitts on the tight end premium route. So
Well,
we'll see.
you can always pick up Stafford to go with Cup.
Yeah.
And is Ridder still there?
I would have thought so.
You could get him
I'll
out.
have to do a lot of scrolling to get to him. Though. Actually, no, I don't know if he is. It's Jimmy G's there, so I'll be.
He'll be okay for a couple of games. Yeah. Anyway, I'll get away
okay
from
for a warm.
Yes, until he gets injured. Yeah. I think I drafted, was it O'Connell, and a couple of like best balls right in the last round, just in case Garoppolo doesn't make it.
Yeah, I picked
Because they
him
need
up in a
somebody to
couple
throw
of
the ball in.
dynasties. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought, why not? Anyway, so what's your least favourite team and why?
No, the Patriots all day long. Patriots, Tom Brady, Tuck Rule, and everything since.
Yeah, well, that's quite an easy one. That one, yeah. It's nice to have something other than San Francisco or Dallas, but yeah, Brady's up there with me. So, and then go. What's your favourite former player from the Raiders?
I'm probably going to go Bo Jackson. Used to love watching him play. Used to love watching him run. I've just got a new dog in the family, border collie, who I've named Bo after Bo Jackson. So, yeah, massive fan of Bo Jackson. Just would have been incredible to see how good he could have been or how far he could have gone without the hip injury that ultimately derailed his career.
Yeah, well, as I said, another one. That's when you got hit though, getting proper hits, not like you get nowadays. So
On rock hard astroturfs as well.
yes, they
Made
were
of
not
concrete.
pretty. Yeah, I remember playing football and those things. They weren't fun, especially when you slide and tackle. You come with no leg back.
Oh yeah, no skin left.
Oh god, yeah. So, what's your favourite player not from your team?
Oh, favourite player not from my team.
Well, I know it won't be Tom Brady, so that narrows that one out.
Current player.
Former player.
Former player.
Current or being a man.
I'm going to go for Deion Sanders. Just did freakish things that no other athlete has done on a football field. Just the speed, the agility, the change of direction, just impact player. Great something for nothing. Just exciting to watch. I would have loved to have seen him play live. See him return an interception or a kickoff or whatever.
And he's still a character.
Absolutely.
So this next one might be a bit harder for you because your team's not the best at the moment, but like mine. But what's your favourite current player from your team?
Max Crosby. I'd say toss up to him and Jacobs. I like Jacobs,
like
big fan of Jacobs, but Max Crosby, yeah, just the energy he brings, just the wholeheartedness, and he's tattooed the Raiders. He's Raiders through and through, and just an inspirational leader, I think, for that defense and that organisation. I'm quite excited to see how they go on this year with Wilson, and hopefully a bit more from Chandler Jones, give him a bit more freedom and get Crosby after the quarterback even more. But for him to perform as well as he has done in that defense up to now, I think it can only get better.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So, what's your favourite current player not in your team?
Through gritted teeth, it's going to have to be Mahomes. A bit like Deion Sanders, he does things in a football field that no other player can do. And again, just so exciting to watch, and you know, it's a shame that he's obviously plays for a rival team in the Raiders division, but you know, sometimes, you know, you don't like losing to anybody, but sometimes I don't mind losing to the Chiefs when he's performs the way he performs sometimes in games.
But you've always given him a good game, though. Okay, I mean, there's always
Yeah,
entertaining
we've always
games with
been
Kenny Perez.
competitive.
Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
can you let you save yourself for the Chiefs, basically? Can your best games sometimes in the season are against the Chiefs?
Yeah, I think there could be a bit in that, and they've stoked it up. They've kind of, I think there's been a few off the field jibes at one another that's kind of fueled that a little bit.
Yeah, but yes, some player like nobody can get away with the no look throws and actually manage to get them as well without looking a complete idiot.
Yeah,
throwing or flying through the air and the sideways. Oh, it's just
Well, and I think as well, I mean, credit to him. Last season, if you'd have looked at their offense and particularly their receiving core, and you would have thought they've got no chance.
No, but I think there's because obviously the year before his average pass was like 9 yards, but I think this last year it was like 2.5 yards or something like that, and just getting the ball out quick and letting them go.
Similar, yeah.
It wasn't very, but they were still getting the yards and getting the points because they're so bloody fast. And you've got Kelsey for himself as well. Like.
Yeah, and then McKinnon came strong at the end of the season, particularly in the red zone, and I think they're just a nightmare for opposing defenses to match up against them because you got to pick your poison. Haven't you? You can double team Kelsey, and then that leaves, someone's got to spy Mahomes, and then what do you do?
I know
it's defensive pieces on the pitch.
No, he's got such a good mind, and he can just change it, improvise, and there's so many weapons he's got. They're not the biggest stars, apart from him and Kelsey, but they get it done. You know what I mean? Pachenko came in quite well as well. Kim McKinnon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And you've got that Rice boy they've just drafted. He's
Rashee Rice, the rookie. I think Kadarius Toney could have a good season this year as well. He could be better.
That name's banned from the podcast after what shit he did with the Giants. It's just he's dead to me. That but I had some boys trying to trade with him, and I'm just like, no, I will never pick him. No. I think I've got him out of hundreds of leagues, maybe 3 times, because he wasn't interested in it again. He was injured before training season even started.
He did seem to down tools, didn't he, early doors?
Yeah, and it's just like, no, can't be bothered with that. For draft specs like that before, like, and you just disown them. That's a bad word, that one. That's probably worse than Brady in my eyes, but anyway, so.
Well, it must be bad.
Oh, it is. I'm not bitter, but I am 51, so I can be. So anyway, what's your favourite NFL related or fantasy podcast? Apart
other
from
than the ones that you produce, Johnny, yeah. The Around the NFL podcast. That's the one. That's my go-to. Every episode, it's on my drive into work or whatnot. And then probably behind that, Ross Tucker, all the things he does, Fantasy Feast, and the other sort of side shows he does. They're probably the main ones actually, and then Locked On Raiders with the boy Q. It's a daily Raiders podcast. The Locked On series are probably, I don't know if you're familiar with that, because I think they do a Locked On podcast for every NFL team every day.
Oh, do they? Oh, right.
Yeah, it's like a beat writer or a specific journalist for each particular team. So you're just searching Locked On. Locked On.
Cool. Like Move the Sticks is quite a good one too, especially when it comes to the rookies, getting Daniel Denabaya and Bucket Brook.
Yeah.
And the Fantasy Sanctuary, that's quite a good one. I've started watching that one quite a lot. But I mainly watch that one on YouTube if I get a chance. But there's so many great ones about. It's hard to my drive to work's only half an hour. Ken, because there's not much traffic in Orkney. Again, it's still 13 miles. It doesn't take long. And I'm usually
Yeah.
picking up Sunday on my way, so I have to turn it down. So you only get about 15 minutes to listen to something, which is not enough for a podcast. But
You
when I
need to
get
get a
out,
dog and take him for a walk.
well, when I try to go out for a walk, my youngest wants to come with me. Like she wants to go for an 11-mile walk tomorrow, so I'm not going to listen to anything in the morning. But no, there is so many to do, so many to watch, and like if I'm editing one of these, it'll take me a couple of hours. So I
Yeah,
was
you as
watching the
well.
golf. I was watching the golf earlier on while I was editing Craig's one, so I'm halfway through editing that.
How did McIlroy end up?
He ended up level par, but he hit his second shot on the 18th right under the lip of the big bunker, and he tried to come out to the side, landed in his footprint, chipped it out and holed it up for a par. It was absolutely awesome finish. Like John Rahm's 3 over, he just
He's
started.
out of touch at the moment, isn't
You could see he was kind of used to explode a bit, and he's trying to calm down, but you could just see in his face he just wants to just scream because he had some unlucky breaks, like, but that's what
he? It's no
happens in links
fault.
golf. Like, I mean, you've got the
Yeah.
amateur at 5. You've got an amateur, Fleetwood, and is it Grillo? I think it is. Are all tied for first. So
Okay.
there was only one player in the afternoon had a really decent score. Most of it was in the morning. So hopefully it'll be
Conditions
the same
change.
tomorrow. But no, McEnroe battled on. Yeah, and he was in some interesting places, but managed to get away and get pars. I think he had like 3 birdies and 3 bogeys, which it is a hard course.
Fantastic day out. I've been a few times. It's a great day
Breeze.
out if you get a ticket to go.
I think for the most part the wind was crosswind most of the time today until the last couple of holes. Yeah, he'll get there, but trying to think who else is up there. There's a few players on just under par and not a lot, but it's not a big score to start with. So, because like I say, if you hit a bunker there, you could basically be screwed.
Yeah.
There's a few people having trouble getting out the big pothole bunkers. Like so.
All bunkers, yeah.
Here's one for you. What's your favourite NFL related movie documentary?
Ooh. I've not started the quarterback series on Netflix yet, so it can't be that.
No, I'm waiting for the kids to go back to school so I can watch
Yeah.
it in peace.
I do like the Hard Knock series. Ooh. I watched one recently, actually. Well, it's not necessarily my favourite. I watched, what was it called now? The 12 Orphans? Something like that. Which was a kind of based on a true story where this coach goes into an orphanage and builds a team of American
Oh
football team.
yeah, I think I've seen that, or I've
And
seen clips of it anyway. Yeah,
that was quite watchable.
because a lot of them didn't have birth certificates and all that, but they were built like tanks, and
Yeah,
they were trying to like say they were too old to play and all that because they were becoming good.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was quite a
a
good
couple
one.
of
That
them
one.
didn't make it into the NFL and made careers in playing American football. So pretty interesting. Yeah, movie wise, the usual. Any given Sunday, I suppose. Draft day.
Yeah,
I
everybody says
know
draft day. You've got to have draft. It's not the best
it's
film in
got
the
to be a
world,
bit of
but
a
you've got to
Marmite
watch
one,
it.
in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course you have. Of course you have. If
Oh
you're a
yeah,
fan of
and
that,
well, Remember the Titans. That was one of my favourites. That was an awesome film.
yeah,
But,
also good.
but there is a lot of good ones. I know, but I think Stephen Grote, his team name for my main home league, which is a 16 team, is Varsity Blues. Changed my life.
Uh,
And it wasn't even a good film, but obviously he liked it when he was
no,
younger, so that was his team name.
that was his hook. Yeah.
So that was his hook, yeah. He's a Vikings fan too, so you got to let him off, like, you know. So the question from Craig for yourself,
Oh yeah.
because
Go on.
I took off the one for the quotes because that's really got nothing to do here, but the next one was in a redraft non-superflex league, who goes first, a wide receiver or running back? So it's PPR. I know, like my my oldest league there, I think I've only picked a quarterback in round 9 because
I'd
it's
probably go wide
flex.
receiver. I think.
A lot of people go Jefferson, to be honest, but yeah,
Yeah.
because he's a bit of a beast. But then Adams will still be good no matter who he gets. But he's not been. You can get him in the second or third round nowadays. So yeah, a
I
lot of
think Chase's
people.
stock seems to have fallen a little bit this year. Where I think last year it was like, who do you pick? Do you think Jefferson or Chase? It's a bit of a toss-up. This year, Jefferson is clearly the number one wide receiver going, and Chase seems to have faded a little bit further down the board, not necessarily into deeper rounds, but even deeper into round one, where he might have been going ahead of some quarterbacks and running backs. I think he's now almost an afterthought at the back end of the first round.
I think I got him. Did I get him 12th pick in the Scottish Bowl? Can't remember.
I know. I've seen quite a few people have managed to get Jefferson and Chase in the same draft.
Yeah, that's a good one. That one. I think I got because I was 12th pick, so I got Jamar Chase. Then I picked Eckler on the 2.1. Okay. Then I got Nick Chubb in the 3.1.
Right.
Then Metcalf 4.12 because Gino got sniped before me. Then I went Derek Carr and Kenny Pickett and picked up Deontay Johnson to stack with that. So it wasn't a bad start.
Yeah, in Scottish, did you say?
That was in Scottish, yeah. So then I picked up a couple of tight ends after that. So
yeah, I'm in the Scottish Mirror league, and I'm picking at 12. And I went Chase, Cup, AJ Brown as my first 3 picks.
Oh, you got AJ Brown. He wasn't available for me there. I've got AJ Brown in a lot of places.
Cup, AJ Brown, Aaron Jones, Jared Goff, James Conner. Then
Connor's a good one because he will get lots of balls. So I was in the 109 in my mirror, so I ended up with McCaffrey, Cup, Breece Hall, Rodgers, Dallas Goedert, Dameon Pierce, Jordan Love, and Jackson Smith and Jigba so far. I should probably pick more tight ends, but there's actually not many come off in that one, so I'm not going to complain. So Goddard will get his targets as always. He's a good tight end. He doesn't get as much credit because he has a good tight end.
No, I think he's very underrated.
He's stung me a few times playing against the Giants. That's why I know. There's one best ball where I've got my first 3 picks were Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, and Devontae Smith. And then later on I got Goddard. And then the very last pick, I picked up Boston Scott just for when they play the Giants. Because he always does well against the Giants. Just like, it will hopefully be in the playoffs because they're playing in week 15 and week 17. So if I make the playoffs, I'm sorted. But yeah, I've got like a 4-team stack there, and I've got a 3-team stack with the New Orleans, but unfortunately not with the Labby, and I've got like a 3-team stack with the Patriots with Mac Jones and 2 tight ends. It's a bit of a stack on that one, but yeah.
I've managed a ridiculous stack in the JT. I was picking at 103. I managed to get Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert, and DeAndre Swift. And I've just picked up Rashid Penny as well. So I've managed to get about 5 Eagles players, which isn't bad for the team that we got to the Super Bowl last year.
Oh, definitely. You're not doing too great in week 7, but apart from that, you'll be fine.
Well, when they're all on a bye, I'm screwed, yeah.
Yeah, but then it's only one game. I mean, you're fine for the rest of it.
One game, yeah. You're not gonna win it all going unbeaten.
Well, last year in Warrior Bowl, onto the last game, I was sitting in second in the division and lost and came 5th. God, I got hammered out, but it was just because I started off the draft with Jefferson and Cup. Right. So it started off well, then obviously Cup went down, and it was just a bit. You couldn't quite catch up after that, but yeah, I've got Hurts, AJ Brown, Chris Olave, Najee Harris, J.K. Dobbins, Dameon Pearson, just picked up Derek Carr, and I'm back on the clock, so I might just go for DeAndre Swift as well. Then there you go. So that's a nice little triple stack in the Warrior. I'm in the 102. Swift will be good, like Ken.
Yeah, I think he could do well at the Eagles. Yeah.
But yeah, no. So okay, so I've got one more question, and it's actually your question. So what question have you got for the next person coming up?
Okay, this one might be a little bit I've been giving it a bit of thought, so a bit out there. I want the next Meet the GM to come up with a small roster. I'm going to say quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, kicker, and maybe one other. So maybe 5, 6 positions, non-American football players. So which non-American football player would be your quarterback? Would it be someone like, for example, or take an easier example, Usain Bolt might be your wide receiver because of his obvious skill set.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Yeah, that's so wide receiver and a defensive player. You might as well go for a big boy to hit
Yeah, so
somebody.
what a defensive player. Yeah, so a Jeff Capes type.
I wouldn't want to meet him anyway. Jesus. Yeah, no worries. Well, Sean's on Sunday, so I'll give him a heads up of what he's got to do with that one. But yes, that's a good one. It's going to be an interesting answers for that one. Like, but yeah, thank you for that. And I suppose I've got 1 minute left of my birthday.
I was 1 minute to midnight.
Yeah, 1 minute to midnight, so I better go and see the wife. But thank you for coming on and taking part,
No, it's been a pleasure.
and I hope you enjoy the Orkney Bowl.
Yeah, glad to be a part of it. Looking forward to the season.